tell me, why is it important to kick off a series like A Fear of Success with energy? What do you think?
I think it is one of the most underrated things when it comes to people, the masculine, the feminine. The reality is, and I would have thought myself a woo-woo fool to say this in my 20s, but we can feel people's energy. And everyone knows when the boss is in a horrible mood when they walk into the room. You can tell. And it allows us to be more effective with the people we work with and the people we love. And to be able to understand somebody is feeling off, or that you're feeling off, and to be able to address that, to me, is very powerful. And I have a personal belief that Eeyores need to be removed from your life. You know, the woe is me, that negative person that would complain if they won the lottery about the taxes they had to pay. And I have, over the years, removed a half a dozen people like that from my life, because they don't add anything to it. They just bring everything down. And it truly is an energy thing. I've been in the past, I'm retiring from it. I've been a part-time entertainer for years. It's all about the energy you bring. You can't be mopey if you're an entertainer of children. And I'm a balloon artist, so I show up with, you know, the happy energy, because I'm getting to entertain kids, and I'm making balloons, and I'm making smiles. And I show up that way in all of my life. I'm very aware of my energy, because it impacts others. If I show up down, I'm going to bring my partner down, you know. And if I'm working with somebody, I don't want to show up to a coaching session like all the Philadelphia fans are right now.
Oh, shots fired, shots fired. You know, that's interesting when we talk about how you show up really in any situation. But I think for a lot of successful people, in my experience, those are always the problem solvers. And they have this perspective that once a problem solver, always a problem solver. And they kind of have this upper hand, which is a very masculine type of energy, but it's also a high energy, and it's a giver's energy. One that is bound to take the next step. It's like that driver personality. Interestingly, in my work with different types of personalities and people, those all get intermixed, right? Driver personality, A-type personality, entrepreneur, masculine, and there's really a lot of different pieces. But what we're talking about here is a very energetic piece. And I think you hit it there with that Eeyore mindset. It's nobody wants the Debbie Downer. In fact,
No.
That's what holds us back. And it's almost like judgment.
Well, and I don't have it now because it's later in the day. My coffee mug is a Tigger coffee mug. So you have Tigger and Eeyore, the two extremes. If you had to pick one, then Tigger can be a little annoying at times, especially, you know, but that nobody wants Debbie Downer. And you're right about the problem solvers. They bring a certain energy, but they also don't look at it as a problem. They look at it as an opportunity, and they're going to fix something. And part of that is their energy and their attitude about it, as opposed to Debbie Downers like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Everything is, you know, that's just not the way it is when you got the problem solvers. They're like, all right, what do we need to do to fix this? And they solicit input. They bring the best out of the other people on the team, because it isn't about woe is me. It's okay, what do we need to do? How do we fix this?
I tell people a lot in my work, you won't ever face judgment for somebody who's further down the path than you are. And a lot of times judgment can come from even people who love you. It can come from, you know, your family or your friends or someone who you think cares about you, but is more than happy to judge you, especially if you are exceeding something that maybe your family has never done before, or Maybe in the case of your work, you're the first one in your family to get a divorce. In my work, you're the first one in your family to own a business and not be officially gainfully employed by someone else. And that judgment comes from a place that they think is good, but people who judge you, they will attempt to kind of hack at that mentality that they want you to kind of feel bad about yourself. But in reality, you should not be taking judgment from those people. You should only be taking criticism and concepts and ideas from people who are further down the path from you. That's where you should be seeking your motivation.
And that's how you improve, not the people that are behind. And the people that are judging you in the family, while they think they have good intentions, it's from their own fear, their own inadequacies, and their own desire not to lose you. Because if you level up, you might leave. You might move. If you go to college, you're the first one to go to college. You might never come back.
Yeah. Wow. I think I've heard that a few times, right?
Yeah.